Hi, it's Sue from Smarting Coaching. I've just received an extra part to a download that I received a couple of years ago. And I just wanted to unpack it in this video really quickly. I'm in the middle of cleaning for a rental inspection, and this has hit me really big. So I've just dropped everything to do it. I'm going to take these off because the reflections are shit in here. So a couple of years ago, I made a reel or a couple of reels because I got this download about your manifestation, what you're praying for, what you're wanting, what you're hoping for, what you're working towards may not come in the way that you think it's going to come, or it's not going to come ever, really. But it came as this download about a cake. You know, you can think, right, I want a cake and I want it to be 7 layers and I want it to be rainbow coloured and I want it to have icing and all over the top of it, and I want it to have sprinkles and I want it to have layers of cream in the middle, and I want it to be this, that and the other, and yep, cool, that's what I want. And then in this download, you sit on the couch with your coffee, hot coffee, and your fork, and you sit there on the couch and you wait for it to be delivered to your door. You wait for the driver to come and knock on the door and deliver your cake exactly as you've ordered it. But life doesn't work like that. And this download talked about how it doesn't always come, and like I'm saying, it never comes in its true, full form, finished form, right? And it was about the ability to recognize that you may get this thing in a deconstructed form. I talked about it in there, you may have somebody who says, oh, I'm moving out of my place and I'm moving to a new state and I've got some flour and some sugar and some baking things, you know, and colours in my pantry that are still in date. Do you want them? Somebody else might say, oh, I've just cleaned out my cake tins and I've got all these extra cake tins. Do you want these? And, you know, you look and you've got the remaining ingredients in your fridge. That's how it may come. You may have to construct or put together the things that are required, right? So if you bring that out into a metaphor about the thing that you are wishing for, praying for, hoping for, working towards, you've got whatever it is, we can often see the full finished result, right? But we sometimes get hooked on that's exactly what it's going to look like, that's how it's going to come. And we don't accept anything less than the full finished form. That's what I got today. Now, because I'm cleaning up and tidying and all that sort of thing, it made me realise how many things are scattered around my house. And I've got to gather all my cleaning stuff together, and they aren't all together in the room where they should be. And so it was the same thing. I realised I've bought a couple of things that I've already got that I didn't need to buy because I didn't know that they were there, because they are all scattered around the house or in wrong places or whatever the case may be. So this is where this unpacks even further, and I was brought back to be reminded about those reels that I had made 2 years ago. What have you already got in your arsenal that you can use to construct, to put together in the right form, that you already have in your arsenal of tools that you've either forgotten about, that's got other stuff piled on top of it, or because you're so messy and scattered and got things everywhere, you're not realising. And that could talk about scattered energy. Energy's in so many different places, right? You're so scattered that you can't even think straight about what you do have. So I just wanted to share that here today because, like I said, we can get so hooked on the end result. And the one thing that I have found is that the end result is never what we think it is in the beginning. And that's for a number of reasons, right? Usually it's better. But in all cases in my life, it's been different to how I've thought it would be. And it's come about in different ways. Some people might have little tidbits of stuff that you get in a conversation here, and you might have a conversation there tomorrow. And I work as a checkout chick in my other life. And it's amazing how sometimes 3 or 4 different random customers can have random conversations with you, and you go home and then all of a sudden you realise that was a missing piece to something a perspective to something that you hadn't seen before, or a bit of information, or somebody that they follow or listen to, or something that whatever it is, to put together to help solve the problem or the thing, to help create the thing that I'm trying to move towards. Does that make sense? There are clues every day out there in the world. There are pieces to your metaphorical cake, right? But they require you to do some things, right? And then somebody else could do all of that for you even. You could give it all to somebody else. But it's the you in your thing that is the secret sauce, that is the secret ingredient. That's what's coming in right now. It's you putting these things together with the love and the energy of you, of your whole excited you that's putting this thing together, that's creating it, that's doing it out of curiosity to wonder, like, I don't know what it's going to look like at the end result, but I'm excited and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in, and I feel moved to add this, or I'm going to do whatever. So if you go back to the multi-layered coloured cake, right, a lot of people put it together in a rainbow fashion because that's what you do. You might want to just make a blue and red one. You might just want to make all blue layers. You may want to... The sky's the limit when you do it. You're creating and you're manifesting and you're concocting of, building of, whatever words you want to use. I don't get stuck on words, but I realise that just because I don't get stuck on words and labels and things, a lot of other people aren't the same, and I respect that. But it's the you in the cooking of that cake that's going to make it special. It's the you in creating that dream, that goal, that thing. It's the you that is needed in that thing. So get yourself together. Take stock of what's around you, what you've got. Remember your skills that you learned. You know, if I want to talk about that, as far as doing YouTube and things like that, like I've done a lot of things in the past that I didn't think, I just thought they were things. I worked in advertising, I worked in radio, I've worked in all sorts of different things. I've sold party plan, I've done so many different front-facing sales and people things. I've cleaned, I've done all sorts of things. But all of those things have given me the skills that I needed for smarting coaching, for YouTubing, for writing, for a number of things, right? All along, I've gathered skills through my whole life. So I've had to sit down and think, working at that little country radio station where not only did you sell the advertising, but often you made the ads, voiced the ads, wrote the ads, mixed the ads, put the ads in and put them into play, has now given me so many skills for my YouTube channel that I didn't realise I was going to use for this back then. I just thought it was a job and I just had to do stuff, and I huffed and puffed about all the stuff we had to do, and people in bigger radio stations don't have to do this. But it was one of the best things ever because I learnt some skills that now, I don't know. What do you call it when you do something and you go in for a certificate and you can tick off the already done things? I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but I have an idea of how to do stuff. I had a radio guy teach me how to speak. I just thought that was crazy and it was good, but it's moved forward into other areas of my life. My cake has been constructing over my whole life with the ingredients and the skills and the things, and now it's up to me to put it together in a way that's unique to how I would construct it, right? How you do things is not how somebody else does things. Even if you follow the exact same steps, we are all so different and unique. And we are limitless, and we've got to remember that, the limitless possibilities. And when you get into the creativity of something and start doing it, even if you've got a 10-step plan of how it's going to look and how it's going to be, once you get into the creative flow of things and allow yourself to put yourself in there, quite often it turns out 100 times better than anything that you could ever have imagined. All right, I hope this has been inspiring for someone. I need to get back to cleaning because, hey, adulting, who knew it was going to be this exciting? But I just hope that this helps somebody. As I say, my motto with Smarting Coaching is if I can just help one person today. I hope this has helped somebody. I don't know. What did you get from it? How are you constructing your cake? Has this helped you to think differently about the things that are coming to you in your life? Because as I said on my post on Instagram this morning, there are so many different skills that we get in this season that we're going to use in the next season. They may not make sense now. You may think, why is all this happening? Why am I doing this? When you get into your next season, you're going to realise that was just like a Mr. Miyagi thing, you know, where we made Daniel's son clean the windows and do the things and all the stuff, and paint the house in the strokes and do the... He was setting the foundations for this guy so that he wouldn't even have to, he would just have those skills and those strengths in his next season. Like it's magic. Okay, hope this helps. Love you. Take care, and I'll talk to you in the next video.